Welcome. Today I would like to tell you how I water my cacti. What I do in order to have cacti that are blooming just like this one, or this one, this mammillaria will be blooming soon. It has just one flower bud, but there will be a circle of flowers around its center very soon. This one will open. One flower is gone, but there are two others that will be open probably tomorrow or the day after. This Mediolabivia, I made a video about it. It was in full bloom just 2 weeks ago, and there are still flower buds that will open very, very soon. It seemed very difficult for me, and maybe even impossible to achieve what you can see on this table. It was about 5 years ago, maybe more, that I started following a certain protocol, and it worked just like magic. What I do, I put my cacti in the basement for winter. I make sure they are dry, I don't water them at all, and they spend the entire winter in the basement. I do have windows in the basement, but it's not really something that cacti need. They could be kept in a complete darkness because they don't grow, and they are just dormant. If you don't have a basement, you can even put your cactus in a fridge, not in the freezer, but in the fridge, just for the winter, just to provide it with some low temperature and winter rest. So when it wakes up in the spring, it will be ready to bloom. The basement at my house is quite cold, but what makes it even more attractive for my cacti is the fact that near the window it can be very cold. The windows are not well insulated, and it could be below freezing on the windowsill when it's really cold outside. So the cacti spend their winter in a cold place, and they are completely dry, not even a drop of water. And then spring comes, and when the temperatures are high enough, I take my cacti outside. By high enough, I mean not only above freezing point, above 0 degrees, and not only that there is no risk of frost at night anymore, that's obvious, but also when the temperatures are about 10 degrees even Celsius, or maybe even more, but it's wet and rainy, cacti will not like it. So it has to be quite warm to take the cacti outside. And then I water them quite a lot. If you don't water your cacti well, what will happen, the flower buds might not have enough water to develop, and this is exactly what happened here. This astrophytum here between the spines, there is a flower bud, and it will never develop. If you touch it, if it was possible to touch it from between those spines, it would feel paper-like, it would feel empty on the inside. It didn't have enough water, and that's what happened. It might flower again this year if it's in a good mood, but this bud will never develop into a flower. So don't be afraid of watering your cacti when the weather is hot when there is no rain, when they are in full sun, especially if they are in small pots, because they can dry out quickly and they don't mind actually water if the temperature is high enough. And then when fall arrives, one needs to take them back to the basement. One needs to take them back inside. It's not worth waiting till the last moment. It's not worth listening to the forecast and check whether the temperatures, whether there is a risk of frost or not. When it starts to be rainy, when it starts to be around 10 degrees with rain, it's time to take them inside. Which makes the time they spend outside, which makes the time when they actually grow a very short time. It's half of May, June, July, August, half of September, sometimes maybe whole September, but it depends on the year. And then if you follow this procedure, if you follow this schedule, the cacti will grow nicely, will get bigger every year, will produce flowers every year, and you will certainly see the results. One more advice: fertilize your cacti. Use a balanced 20-20-20 fertilizer will be the best, and don't fertilize them with full strength solution. Check what's on the package. Check what's on the bottle or a bag, depending on what kind of the fertilizer you have, and make it half strength of the solution, or maybe even less than that. And when you're watering your cacti, use that solution, and it will also make it easier for them to produce flower buds and to bloom. When you have your cactus in a substrate, maybe the first year the soil you put them in has quite a lot of nutrients. In my experience, it is better to fertilize a cactus than to transplant it, because transplanting always creates stress for the plant. So this is my advice. I hope it will prove useful. I hope it will I hope it will help you be successful with your cacti. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a great day.